10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Today we're in the house. You know, Mother Nature has told Ohio it's time to wrap it up. Even though it's been moderately warm here for the past 3 days, we've reached about 75 as a high today. And then tomorrow we're supposed to get up to 77. Ooh, with nighttime temperatures around 50 degrees. And then it's going to drop again. And I think this might be the last time we hit these kind of highs. But either way, it is definitely time to be in, and I am. I'm taking the cue from Mother Nature. I'm in my office today, and I have my little cozy blanket, and I got my sheet of paper, and we are going to go over some tomatoes today in just a moment. Okay, y'all, it is time for another seed swap haul. These are the most recent seeds I've received, although it's been, I don't even know how long. Maybe I'm going to say at least 2 months since I did a seed swap haul for you guys. No, I want to say the last one I did was in April, and it is now October, so it's been a grip. At any rate, I've been receiving seeds this whole entire time, guys, but I've just been out concentrating on the garden instead of taking time to do these videos. But I am happy to get back to this. I'm going to try to go and backtrack some if I can, but I still have more swaps coming in. I have upgraded from just doing peppers and tomatoes to doing herbs and veggies, other veggies as well. So we'll see. But I am glad to get these going again. These do well on YouTube for me. So I hope you guys enjoy this installment of my seed swap haul. Okay, so including what I have in this seed swap haul, I have received sweet seed swaps from 2 countries and 27 cities. Wow! Isn't that amazing? But our first seed swap is coming from Linden, Nevada. In this swap, I got seeds for Miss Scarlet in the Kitchen with a Knife. Love the name. It's an indeterminate regular leaf red slicer and reportedly exceedingly sweet. Ooh. Next up, I got the Clear Lake. It's an indeterminate and heirloom. It's a black beef steak that averages 8 to 12 ounces. They say it's tasty, well balanced, and productive. Very versatile, good for canning, slicing, and sauces. You can never go wrong with a versatile tomato. Next up is Uptown Funk. I'm a Bruno Mars fan, so I was all excited when I saw this one listed on on the C Swap page. It is an indeterminate. It's developed by Blaine Horton from Jackson, Mississippi. It's small, round fruit with black or brown stripes of metallic green. Isn't that stunning? Fruity flavor starts out sweet, then acidic, comes a little bit afterwards, and a good yield of 3 to 7 ounce fruits. Next up is the Jutland. It's an indeterminate, about the same size as the San Marzano, although this this shot that I have on on my page here, it makes it look mammoth, doesn't it? It's said to be juicy and have good flavor, balanced, sweet, and fairly rich. Wispy, regular leaves, yields well even under harsh conditions. So if you have harsh conditions and the San Marzano isn't doing so well for you, you might want to try the Jutland. This was the first I've heard of it, and I don't think I've ever seen any seeds for it. But if you were directly looking for them, I'm sure you can probably find them. Next up is the Elgin Pink. It is an indeterminate, extremely tasty and prolific beefsteak. Can be regular or potato leaf, which to me means this tomato isn't completely stable. There's still some versatility there. Um, it does have consistently 14 to 16-ounce fruits. The fruit set a little late, but it's worth the wait and will definitely require staking. Um, I grew some tomatoes this year that had fruit sets that set late, and it was a little on the it gave me a little bit of anxiety, mostly just because I was so excited to have those tomatoes. But the good news was that I had other tomatoes that were already coming in. And so if you're going to grow this one and they're already telling you that the fruit's set a little bit late, make sure you grow something that produces a little bit earlier so that you're not waiting around for this one. Next up is the Bug Tussle Buttermilk Wonder. That name is a mouthful, is it not? It is indeterminate, 75 to 80 days, heirloom from Bug Tussle, Kentucky. I put an A in there for no reason. Bug Tussle, Kentucky. Creamy white beefsteak with sweet, rich tomato flavor. Flattened, meaty beefsteak. That looks amazing. But I have to admit, I have never had a white tomato, a creamy tomato, or otherwise. So I'm excited to give this one a try. Next up was the Black Milo. It's an indeterminate, very meaty, umami flavor. Fruits around 12 ounces or better. That's a nice size beefsteak there. You can get some good slices out of something that big. Looking forward to that. I tend to enjoy the um, anthocyanin rich tomatoes. And then lastly, from this swap, I got the Northern Ruby. It is a determinate 70 days to maturity, originally a Heinz paste variety. Very short and bushy plants loaded with fruits, classic paste flavor, and very rare. To me, when they say very short and bushy plants, this sounds like it would be a good container variety. So if you're looking for something like that, this will probably be up your alley. And then also by using the word northern, this to me means that it could probably be planted a little earlier in the season and maybe even keep on going a little later in the season. All right, my next swap came from Shikari, New York. Oh boy, I don't know. At any rate, first up is the Abe Lincoln. This is a tried and true heirloom. We've all heard of this one. It's indeterminate, 80 days, meaty variety with incredible thick flesh and tiny seed core. Great old fashioned tomato flavor, medium to very large red fruits. It's a beauty. Next up is the Great White, indeterminate, 75 days, large, 1 pound giant with creamy white fruit. Flesh is so good and deliciously fruity, it reminds one of a mixture of fresh cut pineapple, melon, and guava. The fruits are smoother than most large beefsteak types, and yields can be very high. Now, this is really interesting. I already had seeds for this, but I didn't know this information about it. I do love a large fruit, so 1 pound. I got quite a few 1 pounders this year, but again, I still have not grown or tasted anything of the creamy or the white coloring. But what's really interesting to me is the flavor being described as a mixture of fresh cut pineapple, melon, and guava. That's a tall order. I have got to taste that. If I'm going to grow a white one next year, I think it's going to be this great white. Moving on is the Heaven Oregon. It's an indeterminate. Black and blue fades into a red point. Flavor is rich and earthy. Tasty. Heart shaped. Simply gorgeous in a mix with other cherry tomatoes. That is a cutie. Next, I have the Indigo Apple. It's indeterminate, bred by Brad Gates. Beautiful and early variety with fruits that turn shiny, black in the sun, mild aromatic tomato flavor, resists cracking and sun scald with some resistance to late blight, 4 to 6 ounce fruit. This year I had an issue with sun scald and cracking in some of my tomatoes, so this might actually be something I might want to try. Martian gel, semi-determinate cherry tomato with a pointed end. The meaning in German is fairy tale angel. Oh, that's nice. Beautiful cream white with a dark purple neck. Flesh is white and the texture is crunchy. Exotic, mild and sweet tomato flavor. Heavy yielding and very resistant to late blight. All of that sounds good to me. Next up is Monkey Ass. It's an indeterminate, delicious, high producing oxheart variety with excellent taste. The fruits are about 6 to 10 ounces, very meaty, and have very few seeds. It's a perfect sandwich tomato, also makes killer sauce that is sweet and milder. The vines are super hardy even in the worst growing conditions and will produce through 90-degree weather or extended periods of damp and rain. Requires strong staking. I already have seeds for this. I received them in a previous swap and I'm looking forward to getting this one going. I don't know about next year, but as soon as possible, I think, just for the name alone. Next up is the Martian Zauber. It's an indeterminate. The name means fairy tale magic. Exceptionally delicious, sweet, juicy, and tender bullet shaped cherry tomato. It has a clear epidermis, so it is properly a white and pink bicolor, although the flesh is still yellow and red. Very interesting. The um, Martian named tomatoes are actually bred by somebody, and I think I want to say there's like 4 different varieties by the Martian name. So I received the Martian gel and the Martian Zauber in here, but I think there might be 2 other Martians that I don't have yet. Moving on, I have the Broody Hen. What a great name, especially for somebody who isn't allowed to have chickens on the property. Indeterminate 75 days, dwarf, regular leaf, Russian heirloom. Named so because the plants are short and compact, with tomatoes hiding underneath the foliage, much like a chicken sitting on her eggs. Large cocktail to small beefsteak sized red tomatoes, great for container gardening, grows well in short, cold climate, prolific with great rounded flavor. This sounds really excellent. Next up is the Copperhead Dwarf Indeterminate Dwarf 80 days, slightly flattened, ribbed, mid-sized tomatoes, copper brown red with a green pink flesh and green neck. Excellent, fresh, fruity flavor. I grew this year, and if you want to know what I thought of it, check out my taste testings. It's in one of them. Moving on, Dances with Smurfs. I've been wanting these seeds for a while. I can't believe I forgot that I wanted these. Anywho, indeterminate, 65 to 70 days, delicious indigo tomato, prolific clusters with classic tomato flavor. Next, I have the Dark Galaxy. Isn't that a beauty? Wow. Indeterminate, 1 to 3 ounce fruits mid-season, so not very big fruits, that is. Stable variety with some variance in size, unique mottled appearance, great production of small slicers, delicious sweet flavor similar to Cascade Lava. Compact plants can be grown in pots, medium acidity. I also have seeds for Cascade Lava, but I didn't get them in this swap. Next up, I have the Dwarf Bendigo Moon. It's an indeterminate dwarf, 70 days, regular leaf, lots of oval shaped, ivory to pale yellow colored, 1 to 2 ounce cherry tomatoes, excellent flavor. I'm a little indifferent on that. Um, I can only I can only like so many cherry tomatoes. And so this is probably at the bottom of a very long list, but I have the seeds now. Next up is the dwarf Orion's belt, indeterminate, from a line of Cherokee tiger, purple pink epidermis dotted with metallic yellow green streaks, sweet flavor with a hint of bitterness. Dwarf variety with small development with compact habit. Chartreuse, green foliage, determinate behavior. Excellent mid-season production, very good conservation of fruits after picking. It's interesting that they mention this comes from a line of Cherokee Tiger because I grew the Cherokee Tiger Black this year and loved it. It too had those chartreuse leaves, which are beautiful any time of the year. Moving on, the Queen of the Night, indeterminate, 70 days, dark red orange fruits with an antho purple neck and stripes. Juicy sweet tomato flavor. This is a vining variety of tomato. I grew this one year and I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it. I haven't grown it since, but I will tell you that T Nog, the New Orleans gardener, grew it and she thought it was bland, I believe. So grow it for yourself, figure it out. Taste is subjective. Moving on, I have the Stallone Bio, indeterminate, fleshy, juicy, with light flavor infused seeds, heat resistant Italian tomato. And that was literally the only image I could find for this tomato was an old image of a package. Moving on, my next swap is coming from Sacramento, California. First up is the Burmese Sour, independent, dramatically ribbed with satiny scarlet flesh. Lovely tart flavor that is superior for cooking. Averages 5 to 10 ounces. Excellent general purpose tomato for salad, curries, slicing, and sauces. This tomato was on my tomato wish list, so I was very excited to get this. The lady who sent it to me um, was answering one of my wish lists, so that's why that's the only seed that was there. I didn't trade her anything. Next up, coming from Fayetteville, North Carolina, Captain Lucky. I love the name. It's an indeterminate. 80 days, green fruits streaked with bronze and red and are sliced to reveal a kaleidoscope, oh, a kaleidoscopic marbled interior. Juicy half-pound beefsteak fruits are blemish-free. Amazing true summer tomato flavor, bright, deep, and sweet. Potato leaf plants. This too was another one that was on my wish list, and the lady who sent that to me was answering that call, so I didn't have to send her anything. And in fact, I offered to send her my list of tomatoes that I had available for trade, and she said, "Hey, I'm only here to give. I'm not here to take," and that was really cool of her. All right, guys, so that does it for me today, and I hope you saw something that you might want to get your hands on. There's 1,000,001 tomatoes out there, and this was only 26 of them. All right, guys, I will be back on another day with another video. Until then, happy growing, my friends.